we go.
This time on Roadkill, an epic junkyard rescue, the greatest junkyard of all time, and
Evel Knievel's got nothing on us.
we're jumping the Snake River! Woo!
I ain't jumping nothing, you're alone.
Idaho, baby. We're here at L&L Classic Auto, and from what I've seen, which isn't much, I can already tell you this is one of the most amazing yards in the history of junk, which is perfect because we're here for another crossover between Roadkill's Junkyard Gold and Roadkill. The deal is Steve Mignante finds the car, Finnegan and I rescue it. Now, last time we did this, we had that 64 Galaxy, and it didn't end that well. The engine blew up right down the street, so we're like, dude, we need a car that's more complete, more better, or more likely to get us all the way down the road, which is tough, because you look through here and a lot of this stuff is picked clean. But from what I've seen, we've got a really cool candidate. It's a really cool car, and I'm telling you, there is a lot of great junk at this yard, but the prize is what we're about to see.
Oh, I like it. It's a good shade of brown.
T37. It's not quite a GTO.
GTO-ish.
Stripes, dope.
It's a GTO minus the go. You know, I figured you guys have like 4 or 5 days to get this running, and I thought manual drum brakes, simplicity. It's an automatic, which could bite us, don't know.
Yeah,
but,
you never know.
Change of fluid. But the nice thing is, it shows 352 barrel, but it has a 4-barrel carburetor, and it's pre-EGR. And the chrome valve covers, it smells to me, it's vibrating like a GTO 400. But nothing else. It's a 350 with a 4-barrel swap, like 300 horsepower, headers.
Dude, I like
Not
it.
bad. It's actually really cool. Factory AC car minus the AC box.
Okay.
So the T37, what makes this better than a Le Mans or different than a GTO?
Well, it's Pontiac's base model, the T37, and you could get a 6-cylinder in this thing, but the beauty is any mechanical part that you could have in a GTO could also be had on this if you check the right boxes on the option sheet. So this one here with the 350, you know, somebody had that in mind, but I love the fact that this one has the longitudinal sports stripe, which
That's
was an
really
option.
cool.
Looks like a GTO.
I'm getting more and more pumped on it, I have to say. Oh, dude, it has sculptured shag. I can't believe I'm more excited about that than I am about the rest of it. That's disgusting.
The shag plays.
It's like a 70s porn set.
How would you know?
Someone's been to Carpeteria. This thing's hopped up.
Oh, it's got like the GTO-ish dash.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, the circle gauge is right. No tack on this one. That would have been an option, but it's too bad it's a column shift automatic. But, you know, you
Yeah.
got the bench seat, you know.
Yeah, the shag goes well with the brown wheels and the rust. I like the whole package.
It's actually pretty straight and rust-free.
This is a race car in disguise.
This is cool.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
thanks, Steve.
Oh, you knocked it out of the park. I'm sure this one's not gonna strand us.
How could it?
Knock on wood, knock on wood. Well, I hope for this Roadkill rescue, the guys learn a little lesson from that 64 Galaxy, the one that puked its 390 on the side of the road. But I think this car with its patina and the cool sport stripe on the side is going to raise a lot of eyebrows.
This time we're gonna do it right. So we have a plan, which involves actually like changing fluids and trying to pre-lube the oil pressure. And
Are you gonna crawl under it here in the sticker bushes or push it out there?
I would love to attempt to push it, but with 2 flat tires, I don't think we're gonna.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. At the same time, though.
Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Oh, wrong shoes.
Okay, I'll lie in the sticker bush. So we're pulling spark plugs out right now, and if they're covered in oil, that could be a hole in a piston or really bad guides or something like that. But so far, that one looks like it's just running stinky rich, too much fuel from the Quadrajet, which, as you know, is no match for the thermal quad. We're gonna pull the valve covers and see if we have any flat cam lobes.
Sure. We're gonna have this thing running by tomorrow. We'll drive straight out of here to that spot where Evel Knievel tried to jump the Snake River.
Yeah. Wow, that valve cover gasket's still good. This thing's clean inside, look at that. Oh dude, this thing is mint. The other reason I wanted to get the valve covers off is to check for a flat cam lobe. What that means is as the lifter rides on the camshaft, especially with the modern oils that don't have zinc in them, that is a heavy wear point, and sometimes it'll take the egg-shaped cam lobe and make it perfectly round, which ironically is what we call flat because there's no lift to it whatsoever. And when that happens, it gives the rocker arm up top a lot of lash, a lot of just slop.
In my brain, I hear it running already. We're practically there.
The non-roadkill thing to do right now would be to put a breaker bar on the bolt in the middle of the crankshaft and see if the engine rotates as opposed to being seized up from sitting in the junkyard, but apparently we're not doing that.
Dave, can you find another one of these?
I'm sure I can.
Can we use that to prime the engine?
Theoretically, it's what you do.
Here, for station identification.
Okay, I'll go find another
In case
one.
you don't know what it looks like.
We're gonna try and make our own luck here by doing something I never do, which is pre-lubing an engine after it's been sitting around for a long time. That means building oil pressure inside the block without actually having to fire up the engine. The way we're gonna do that is by making a tool out of another Pontiac distributor, which I just found right here. So all I have to do is harvest this distributor from this engine, and then I'll show you how it's all gonna work. There we go. We're gonna make a tool out of that.
Where are you, Dave?
Get the oil drained out yet?
No, that was the laying in the ground thing.
I know, that was my passive aggressive way of saying, you didn't drain the oil because you're gonna make me do it. So here's the thing, I got another distributor. All we're gonna do is grind all of the teeth off of it. This tang right here is what drives the oil pump down inside the engine, but this gear is meshed with the camshaft. So if you want to drive the oil pump without spinning the camshaft and the rest of the engine, you got to take all these teeth off. We can chuck that in the drill and spinaroo. You be Mr. Mangle Modify. I'll be Mr. Jack It Up and lie in the weeds with the rattlesnakes draining the old oil out of the engine.
Deal. I really feel like I came up on that deal. I actually feel like I just won the lottery. No snakes for me. What we're trying to achieve here is spinning just the bottom part of this. I'm gonna cut the housing in half, then I'm gonna slide the shaft out, and I'm gonna cut the housing down about 1 inch so that when I put the shaft back in, it sticks out of our modified housing just enough to engage the chuck on a cordless drill. Okay, so there's our modified housing, there's what's left of the shaft. We'll clean up that end there, grind the gear off, and we will have ourselves an oil pump priming tool. We will have oil everywhere it needs to be, as opposed to right now, if we just tried to crank the motor over, every metal-to-metal surface is gonna touch because there is no layer of oil protecting it.
Wow, it's got a new fuel pump on it too. I feel we're cheating with this thing. There's something about it that says it's run recently. Of course, the other thing that you can look at here is anything that is on the drain plug. This is actually a magnet in a lot of applications, and you can see if there's any metal on that. That's an indicator. The other thing I'll do is look at the oil in the pan itself to see if there's any metallic glitter in it, which would tell me that we've got a problem eating a bearing or a lifter on a camshaft or something like that. So.
Okay, 4 quarts in the gallon, that's 5 quarts. That sounds good to me. Man, what a nice day to do this. Out in a junkyard with the sun shining, snakes rattling, motors rusting. It's positively perfect. Here is our modified distributor, which is now our mechanical oil pump drive tool. We just need a means of spinning this fast enough to send oil throughout the motor. And for that, I give you the 20-volt cordless power drill. Aha! I can hear it burbling in the oil pan, but I see no oil so far. And the drill is getting warm. All right, now we need to rotate the motor over. I have oil in the pan, oil in the filter. I've got a drill motor hooked up to our oil pump. It's primed. I can hear the drill motor slow down. We still don't have oil all the way up at the top end of the motor coming out of the push rods and lubing the rockers and springs. So now what I'm gonna do is I've hooked up a battery. I'm gonna use the starter motor to bump the motor over without the ignition on, without fuel going to the carb. We're not trying to start the motor. We're just trying to reposition the crankshaft, the timing set, the camshaft, and ultimately the lifters in the lifter bores. And by repositioning them, the oil gallery where the oil's going to each lifter will hopefully hit the lifter, go around the lifter to the next one, and ultimately go up to those push rods. And shifters in park. I see a light on the dash. All right, now I'll hit the drill motor again and see, can we get oil all the way up top on this engine? All right, we've got oil. It's not a lot of oil. There is oil on that rocker arm, which means it's probably safe to start the car now. All right, now the fun part.
Very short bump. Okay, we went past it by 10 degrees. Earlier, when the engine was straight out of the junkyard, I had marked this as the #1 terminal. So what I'm gonna do is drop the cap on, and I now know that this is where the #1 has to be. Now that that is marked on the housing, I know I need to drop the distributor into the block so that the rotor is pointing at that #1 terminal. Okay, stop. Okay, I got the distributor dropped all the way in. I got the marks lined up. I'm gonna give it just a hair more advance, and boom, lock that down. Put the cap on, plug wires, throw some gas in it, fire it up. Cranking it, it's gonna fire right up.
Freiberger.
Yeah.
I think this was a getaway car. See the bullet?
Got shot at.
Dude.
Make noise. Had a spark. Fired up. Points ignition should fire with no voltage. It had spark when we first tried, but yeah, we might have to actually jumper cable this thing off the video van.
David.
Yep.
I just found an insurance card from 1981.
I have even better news.
What?
I just ran the numbers, and this engine is a 1970 Pontiac 400.
We have a 400, not a 350?
Yep.
Somebody hop this thing up.
Yep.
It's got cherry bombs, it's got headers. We got a race car.
It better run. That'd be the cherry on top.
You wanna try it again?
Yep. There we go. Go, go, go. Come on. Here it goes. There it goes.
Oh my God, it's alive.
It's running.
It's alive. Dude, sounds rowdy.
That needs some timing, but it runs.
Dude, we just brought a car back from the dead out of a junkyard that apparently hasn't run since 81.
Let me crank some timing into it.
Dude, okay. This is awesome. We got a T37.
There we go.
Yeah.
Way better. We can make that run.
This thing's alive.
Boom.
It sounded good.
It's not awesome, but we can make it good.
That was 8 cylinders.
So it runs.
Oh man, it sounds good.
And it's a 400, not a 350. I never knew until about 20 minutes ago that I personally needed a 1971 Pontiac T37. This thing is growing on me big time. I really dig it. It's like the disgusting of Pontiacs. But what is irritating me is the starter. It's just not engaging with the flywheel. Every time we try and crank it, it's spinning without turning the engine over. And finally, when it does catch and the engine wants to start, it kicks back out, which is super frustrating because it means we can't do the stuff we need to do right now, which is set the ignition timing, make the carburetor work, check the automatic transmission fluid. None of that's gonna happen right now because the yard is like shutting down for the night and everything. But it does run. I think it's gonna be solid. There will be more winning tomorrow with Pontiac 400 power. Morning. Housekeeping. Housekeeping. So we got our Pontiac moved into this cool old gas station that they've got here at L&L Classics. It's all jacked up, ready to put a starter in and make this thing run first thing. But actually, here's what I have to do first thing. This has been bothering me.
Oh.
This is not a 1970. This is a 1971.
That's probably gonna fix the starter, what you just did there.
Think so?
Yeah, well, the car's younger now.
Have we been charging the battery, I hope?
Yes.
We did.
Yes.
Okay. All right, well then I've got that part done. You can put the starter in, we'll be good to go.
Okay. All right. There we go.
I'm working on the brakes, but I started crawling around under here just to check it out. And man, this car is truly mint. The great news is it has a turbo 400 in it. A turbo hydromatic 400 3-speed automatic transmission, which would be the beefier of the two that would have been available in the car instead of a turbo 350. But I know that it's been swapped in because it has the long tail shaft in it, which means it came out of a full-size car. So I'm discovering stuff about our new poncho, and I like it. Same as the other side, it's just used old stuff, but it's not that bad. I think I can put all the drums together and we can just start bleeding. Okay, go down and hold.
I will push the brake pedal to the floor.
Not good. Okay, up.
It's gonna take a little bit.
Down and hold. I got absolutely nothing happening here, so hopefully we don't have our big plugged brake line problem.
Maybe that's why the car's here. Somebody shot at it, swerved, brakes failed, bank lean on the car. Now we're in a junkyard.
Oh, our master cylinder is junk. It's just moving the fluid out of the front reservoir and into the rear and overflowing everywhere. Okay, we can change that master cylinder.
All right, starter's going in.
Finnegan's working on the starter. I thought I'd find out what's in the trunk. This is always a great moment on a junkyard car. Who knows what's going on in here? What is this? Doo-doo. Gonna put it on you. Cool. All right, back to work. You ever seen that before? This thing is way too high tech for me. I'm used to like a knob. I guess we're finally ready to start this thing again and hopefully tune it up.
I think we're picking up gas from the tank too. Aha! That ran longer than it ever has.
Yeah, I think it might have picked up gas. It's only got like 10 degrees of timing in it. I will advance further.
Try again.
Okay, runs good now. There's our first disaster. Automatic transmission fluids all over the ground. At least that means the pump's working. It's just dumping all the ATF. We gotta replace that hose.
Well, we've got a massive leak from our transmission cooler line, and we don't have the hose to fix it right now, so we're gonna replace the master cylinder and bleed the brakes while we wait.
All right, turn the wheel all the way the other way. And this one's a different bleeder size. Wait. Well, we tried to do this the lazy way and just bleed the brakes that were here, and I've already popped open this cylinder here. It's leaking already, and so we gotta change all the wheel cylinders. Ah, the wheel bearing's stuck to the spindle. Oh, that's officially ungood. Yeah, see how this bearing is just completely welded itself to the spindle? That's super bad. Boom, wheel cylinder. See, you can see here where it's leaking fluid out the end. That's junk. We have new ones. So this is fun. The new wheel cylinders that I got are wrong. You can see that the thread size is different and the type of fitting it even takes is totally different, which is curious because also the new rubber hoses that I got for the front end are wrong. So we're gonna have to like run to a local napper or something and see if we can make this correct. Okay, a couple of zip ties will make this average. Theoretically, the transmission fluid leak is fixed. Our next challenge is that we can't get our fuel system to pick up fuel out of the tank in the back. Who knows how many disasters could be going on back there with the sock inside or whatever. But we've got new rubber line on there now. We got hose clamps on there so it's not pulling vacuum, you know, pulling air instead of gas. So now what we're looking for is to see if we can get some fuel in the filter. Go. It runs pretty good now, but no fuel in the filter at all. So either the socket inside the tank is all gummed up, or the line is kinked somewhere, or plugged up.
It does sound better.
Remember I said we were gonna be doing this right? That ended yesterday midday. And right now we're just like taking the simple way out, hoping it'll just run and drive, because we got some Evel Knievel voodoo to see. Now we've got a jug of gasoline up front, and instead of trying to draw out of the car's fuel tank, I've got the hose going to the pump from, whoa, how did that happen?
I'm filling the radiator.
You're filling the radiator? It's leaking out this side, so obviously we have a bad radiator on top of it all. I thought we'd already put water in this thing.
We did, it's been full once.
Oh, brother. Our radiator's junk. We can fix that later with some JB Weld or something like that, but right now we're gonna crank it and see if we can get our mechanical fuel pump to suck gas out of our jug into our fuel filter. Cranker.
There we go.
Fuel pump doesn't work.
Okay.
Today was the day we really thought that we were gonna be on the road. We're like, man, the poncho is treating us right. This is gonna be great. We're just gonna slam some brakes on it, maybe just bleed the brakes that are there and hit the road. Then it became full roadkill. Bleeding the brakes didn't work. Found out that I had the wrong front wheel cylinders. Try and make the engine run. Couldn't get any fuel to the carburetor. Ran the fuel over to the fuel jug. Found out that the mechanical fuel pump is dead. Right when we were discovering there was a crack in the radiator. We did fix the cooler line though. That's about all that really moved forward today. So at this point, we're gonna have to call it. Tomorrow morning, we'll get in here and put the front wheel cylinders on there, bleed the brakes, fix the mechanical fuel pump, and put some JB Weld on the radiator. Not necessarily in that order. We'll see it then. Oh man, this place is amazing. So remember when I left you last night, I listed all of the things that had gone wrong for us that day? Well, I forgot two things. One of which is a wheel bearing has welded itself to a spindle. Second of which is we're missing some parts off of the brakes on the right front of our car. So I'm gonna harvest them off this friendly Buick right here. There we go. That is what I need right there. Just that adjuster that holds the brake shoes at the bottom.
Our radiator has a tiny crack in it, and I'm gonna fix it using something I've never used before, JB Weld radiator weld. Essentially what this is fiberglass cloth, 2-part epoxy, and a piece of sandpaper. I'm gonna sand the radiator to take all the paint off of it. Then I'll clean it with brake clean, mix these two items together, and within 30 minutes, this should be completely cured and ready for us to do lots of burnouts and pressurize our cooling system with a blown head gasket. And I'm sure it will not leak. I feel good about it.
Okay, I got my junkyard parts. I can put this thing back together and put in our new wheel cylinder. Here's the other problem I told you about. This wheel bearing is rusted onto the spindle right here. But this bearing is actually in good shape, so I'm just gonna grease it up. Here's a tech tip. This grease is for GM, Chrysler, European, and Japanese vehicles. Do not use this on a Ford, ever. Okay, what I'm doing now is figuring out how to pack this wheel bearing that is stuck on the spindle.
Now it's time to once again bleed the brakes and find out, can we get fluid to the 4 corners here?
Down?
Down.
Here, just try and move some fluid through.
Okay.
Oh, wait, maybe. Down.
Down.
Okay, just got my first tiny bit. Go up.
Up.
Okay, we're finally making some progress on the brakes. I got fluid moving through the rear system. Topping that off. Now I'll do the front. Up.
Up.
Down.
Down.
First fluid.
Here's our 2 fuel pumps. This is the old one, this is the new one. They're basically the same, except this one has an extra outlet here. And the inlet is pointing a different direction, but I don't think that's really gonna matter. So we'll just pop this in, Hopefully Freiberger wraps up that brake over there, and then we can fire the engine finally and see, you know, does the trans shift, do the wheels move, all the important things.
I fixed the brakes with Junkyard Parts. Finnegan's got the new fuel pump on there. We've got our super loud and complaining ancient battery charger hooked up, and we're finally ready to crank it again. This is like take 7 to try and make it run so we can time it. So what we're looking for is to see if that new fuel pump is gonna work. That's 2 fuel pumps that don't work. That's telling me that, like, there's no fuel pump eccentric inside the engine for some reason, or we got the wrong pump, or who knows what.
Battery charger's awesome. We've bypassed the factory gas tank and installed the new fuel pump. We still don't have any fuel up at the carburetor. Leads us with 2 conclusions. Either the eccentric, which is on the camshaft, which is what rotates and actuates the lever of the fuel pump, isn't present, or has fallen off, or was never there. Or we have a clog in our inlet or our outlet, something's happening, so we're taking the pump back off to try to look up in the engine block and see what we can see.
There we go. Okay, so there's the pump. This arm rides on an eccentric on the camshaft that makes it go up and down. I'm thinking the eccentric's not there. There is no eccentric on the front of the cam. Perfect. The bolt is there, the timing chain's held on, but the eccentric is gone.
Okay, so we're not taking the cam out, so we'll put an electric pump on it.
Yeah.
And then go have fun.
Wait a minute, where's the old pump? There is no wear mark whatsoever on the pump arm. This pump has never had an eccentric on it.
Yeah, see, and look, this is like swap meet or junkyard labeling here. So I think the car was here and somebody tried to get it running with this and failed and gave up.
Ooh, I know. So this is a 400 instead of a 350, and it's got a turbo 400 in it with a long tail shaft. This drivetrain didn't come out of this car.
Right.
So the guy swaps it in, puts headers on it, header mufflers, the whole deal. Never gets it running in this car.
Yeah.
And can't figure it out, so he sends it to the junkyard.
It's gotta be.
Is that it?
Well, we'll never know because the guy that last owned it, at least on paper, is either dead or hiding, because even the sheriff that came here yesterday to verify the VIN number and give us paperwork so we could buy it, he couldn't find that guy.
Couldn't find the guy.
So we'll probably never know, but we can certainly fix it and enjoy the fruits of that dude's labor.
Next step, electric fuel pump.
We're gonna install this electric fuel pump. Now this works best at the back of the car, as close to the fuel tank as you can get it, towards the bottom of it. They don't like to suck, they like to have gravity feed to it. And with any luck, that will make our engine run.
Now we have an electric fuel pump. Check this out. There's actual fuel in that filter. Fire it up.
Okay.
That is running.
A lot of smoke.
Why was it dying?
I don't know, is there fuel in it?
Yep. Wait. It's pouring gas everywhere. It just eclipsed levels of even roadkill not safe. Don't start it. If it backfires, we got a massive problem. Do we know where an extinguisher is?
Season 8, suddenly he wants an extinguisher.
Yeah, so that was all victory and everything until we got roadkilled once again. It is just leaking out that carburetor way too much to actually accept. Guess what I didn't order?
Rebuild kit for the carburetor?
Carb rebuild kit. It had a sticker on it that said it was rebuilt. I thought it would be fine. We can just pop the lid, fix the seal on the accelerator pump, put it back together.
Okay, 13, 14, 15, these are other screws.
Carburetor rebuild kit was at the Napa by our hotel, which is like half an hour from the junkyard, so we figured what better place to rebuild the carburetor but at the hotel. I mean, we could be in the hot tub, but I wasn't going to allow that. The crew suggested it.
That would be weird.
That would be weird.
Cheers anyway.
Cheers anyway. All we really need to do here is fix a leaky accelerator pump plunger. So I'm hoping I can just pop the lid off this thing, change that one seal, and throw it back together. This was our leak, the accelerator pump plunger. This is a little seal. So So this thing goes up and down in a cylinder and pumps gas out the accelerator pump discharge nozzles when you floor it, but the gas was just flowing right past it. So we moved the spring over to this fresh one. Now I'm gonna stick it inside the top of the carburetor and we'll be back on the road.
You'll know this is either going really well or really poorly by how dark it gets here when we finish.
Last night we rebuilt this thing in the hotel lobby or outdoor lobby. And I'm hoping we put it back together the right way because I haven't touched a quadrijet in a long time. So we get the carburetor on, check transmission fluid, we're driving this thing, right?
I'm sure everything will work perfectly.
Then we're going to the Evel Knievel launch ramp. It's gonna be cool. We're in Twin Falls, Idaho or nearby, which is where in 1974, Evel Knievel tried to jump the Snake River on the Sky Cycle and we got permission to go out to the launch ramp.
Will there be snakes?
I don't think so. I think the river snakes through the valley.
Ah, okay. All right, we can do that then. I'm cool. I don't like snakes. Let's see if it leaks. For our motel balcony rebuild.
Fuel's filling up the filter. No carb leak yet.
I saw a fountain.
Leaks everywhere.
Didn't see that coming.
Looks like we failed at our carburetor fix. It's leaking out of the exact same place. Finally, the moment I've been waiting for, wheels and tires, which means we're almost on the road. So what I got here is your standard American Racing Torque Thrust D. I got a 235 6015 up front on a 15x7, and out back we got 15x8s with a 275 6015. Boom, it's gonna work. Yes, finally something went right. We just bought a brand new carburetor. The problem is the flange is different on this than it was on the quadrijet that was on there. Fortunately, there was a guy who came by the yard and was looking, asking us what we were doing, and he came up with an adapter, which is what we need to prevent a vacuum leak, to put the Edelbrock on top of this manifold. And I think we're gonna be able to do that by just sandwiching it all together, right? Now, if we've got hardware.
We are so close. So very close. Last thing here, hooking up the throttle cable, which no longer reaches thanks to our new carburetor. So, zip ties to the rescue. Look at that. Doom, doom, doom. I'm even gonna leave the tails on for style, because why not? Season 8. Let's go big. There we go.
Yay! Yay!
Yay!
Whoa! Oh. Woo! That hurt. Let me richen it up a little bit. Seems fine. Are you on it? Okay. Woohoo!
Sounds good.
All that smoke is all that automatic transmission fluid that got all over the header when the cooler line was leaking.
All right, let's go drive. Hurry before the smoke comes.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Brakes are spongy, but work.
Oh, dude, it's working. Go before something bad happens.
It's driving.
Dude, we just got a car running that was in the junkyard for a long time.
It's smoking a little.
That'll get better, just like it did with the Galaxy. It sounds like a motorhome with a little bit of camshaft in it.
Oh, the steering is pretty sketch. Let me try brakes. Ready? It's skidded to a stop. First burnout. Okay, the brakes are real bad.
I don't even care. I'm so happy this thing moves.
Me too.
I'm happy to be out of the barn. If it does nothing else but this right here, right now, I'm claiming success. Oh yeah.
It does not have power. Dragging the header mufflers. I think the Pontiac's ready for the big time.
Let's hit the highway as soon as I open this fence.
The T37's actually pretty good so far. Engine runs solid, the smoke has stopped a little bit. The suspension is soft like a marshmallow, and the brakes are terrible, but we're hitting the road. Alrighty, ready for attacking the spores?
How about you go slow and steady, like the tortoise? Keep the dust down. Shift? Shift?
No.
Oh. That transmission's not happy.
Good.
Is that why it was in the yard? Oh wait, or does it have a giant stall converter and like 456s?
It's way low on fluid and it's not shifting.
Okay.
It's a turbo 400.
How many quarts did you put in?
We need to check it.
No, don't do that. Don't
Yeah,
do
it's
that.
not happy.
Just keep cruising.
Just idle.
Yeah, idle's good.
Man, it is awesome being out of the junkyard. Finally, cruising the Pontiac. Good news, bad news. Good news, it actually runs really well. It's not smoking anymore. It seems to go down the road pretty straight. Bad news, the suspension is terrible. It rides way too soft. It's horrible. And the brakes are terrible. But the big deal is that the transmission won't shift at all. Nada. But I think it's an easy fix. I think we didn't hook up the vacuum modulator when we changed the carburetor, so we're gonna do that right now and then hopefully have all 3 gears and hit the road.
First. Second.
All right.
We at least have 2 gears now. Oh no! Oh.
It's not going bad.
Oh man!
We've had worse.
This is disgusting. Rescue a car, they said. It'll be fun, they said. Ah!
This car is our best junkyard rescue yet.
So much success in one automobile.
It's so much more serviceable.
You know why? This ain't a Ford.
Is that why?
That's our problem. 2 Fords in a row. Both sucked.
Aha. Galaxy, disgusting.
Yeah, don't treat it like a Ford.
Fun. Obligatory off-roading a passenger car. Check.
Off-road muscle cars. Secrets of a happy life. But where did Knievel rocket to like near death?
Outside of Twin Falls. That's where we're going. Snakes on a river.
We're crossing it. If that's not success, I don't know what is.
We're jumping the Snake River, technically, right now.
We crossed a river of snakes in a car that hadn't moved in 37-ish years.
And right there is the Evel Knievel launch ramp.
Let's go there.
So here we go, Evel Knievel launch ramp, huh? 1974, Evel Knievel jumping the Snake River was like the biggest media event of the year. It was like, I can't think of somebody now who is as big as Evel was then. Have you seen the footage? It was like a major like Woodstock hippie fest.
So this was like Woodstock. This was covered in people partying, waiting for some dude to jump across this canyon. I think a whole lot of people got bamboozled.
They did.
Let's see the sky cycle. And in my brain, that's a motorcycle with wings, right? Flying through the air. And what they got was somebody's homemade rocket with a parachute on the back that just went.
But they were so naked and drunk, they didn't notice. They had a great time anyway.
Can we get to the top of this
We're gonna try.
Dude, go to the top.
To the top.
Eye of the tiger. Go. Oh, we can do this. Go to the top. Eye of the tiger. Go, go, go. Before somebody stops us.
There's a bunch of people here.
We're gonna make it, dude. We're totally gonna make it. Oh my God, that's a cliff.
We're not gonna make it.
Don't make us roll back down backwards. What if I guide you? I think let me, dude, they do this in four-wheeling, right? Spotters? Let me spot you. Let me get my phone though in case you don't make it, okay?
All right.
Yeah, buddy, you're doing it. You got this. Yeah, you got it.
Oh, dude. That was scary real four-wheeling right there. Oh, this is sketchy.
No, you got it. Keep
It's
going.
sliding over.
There we go. Oh.
It's sliding off the edge. We're gonna get stuck here.
You're right.
I'm gonna goose it. Don't stand there.
Yeah, you got a bunch of room over here.
This is super sketchy, dude. This is actually bad.
I know. The wheel is turned really far. Maybe that's part of the problem.
Let some air out of the tires, give me more traction.
Sure.
But don't make it so low it's gonna drag the ground.
No. Check this out. I'm about to build you a bridge. Come on, there we go. Yeah, it's actually getting worse.
Yeah, we probably need help. This is dumb. Here's what I've been dying to do this entire trip. We are in beautiful Twin Falls, Idaho. We got permission to come here. I'm not sure they really expected us to try and drive all the way up the ramp. And it was going really well, right up to the point where I hit this big mound in the middle of the road and the car just kept on sliding over and over and over, and it's at the point of no return right now. But nevertheless, roadkill victory.
Yeah, but we got as far as that guy did. I feel fine.
Hey, we got this car out of the junkyard. Evo had a rocket built by rocket scientists.
Yeah, no one does this. Woo! So you tell me, was this the best roadkill junkyard rescue ever because the car survived the entire episode? Or was it the worst because the car survived the entire episode? Well, for me, I think the Pontiac is like really the best junkyard fresh vehicle that we've ever done. I've never really wanted a 71 Pontiac T37, but for some reason, this is the 71 Pontiac T37. And if we do more with it in the future, I guarantee you will see it on a future episode of Roadkill or Roadkill Garage.
You know what Hemi stands for?
What?
Hardly ever makes it.
I have not heard that one yet. Did your car invent that one, or?
It feels that way sometimes.
I bet it does.
But only on days and the end and the letter Y.
That is a good one. I'm surprised I have never heard that before.